Hey everybody, welcome back to a brand new video, and if you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm very glad you're here because I'm going to show you something that I've been working on for a little while, and I've teased them throughout the past couple of days. That being my custom Sonic.Exe action figures. Yeah, that's right, they're finally done and they're ready to be shown. And these are 2.5-inch classic Sonic figures that I made into Sonic.Exe. Before we really get into it, I would like to share a little PSA warning. If you are too young to be handling sharp objects and you're trying to make custom action figures, please get somebody you trust to help you with it, like a trusted adult, a parent, a guardian, or a friend who is good with sharp objects and can help you sculpt. I'm not responsible for anybody who gets hurt. This was just purely what I did for my customs, so that is just a fair warning, and let's get on with the review. Well, actually, where are my manners? I gotta tell you the story about how I made these guys in the first place. So, first things first, this was the first one I made. This Sonic came from the Oil Ocean playset, which I reviewed on my channel. If you haven't seen that video, I'd recommend checking it out. I went on my community tabs and I made a poll saying, hey, what do you guys want me to make this guy into? And it was a tie between Sonic.Exe and the infamous Sonichu. And by a landslide, we got Sonic.Exe, which is awesome because I kind of wanted to make Sonic.Exe in the first place. I've always wanted to make a custom figure of him. So yeah, that was pretty fun. And then I ordered this guy off the internet because I thought, well, I could make Sonichu, or I could ask another poll on if you wanted to see red or gray shoes, and I can't remember which one had won, but I wanted to get the old classic red shoes.exe made as well. So some of the materials I used include the Vallejo model color acrylic paints, which are perfect for projects like this. Then to sculpt, I used Milliput, which is the standard epoxy putty that is pretty good, strong, very useful. And to finish off the paint and the sculpt job, I used Krylon matte finish spray. I would also recommend getting some nice golden maple paint brushes or small thin ones, and get some silicone shapers because they help sculpt in the teeth and just kind of get the finer details of the creepy smile in. So yes. So let's begin the review with my gray shoes variant, or I should say my first attempt at making a custom Sonic.Exe figure. Now, I really like the way these guys turned out, and I like that I based this one off the remake version, and this one is based on the original. There's just a little bit of that like similarity, but also there's a huge difference between the two. For instance, the sculpt on the mouth is different, and of course this one has gray shoes and the other doesn't. And this one's a lot more bloody in the sense that he just probably finished his first meal. I really like how he turned out. I think that this is one of the best customs I've made so far. Not a whole lot of customs that I've made in the past, but these two are definitely up there so far. I really like what I did with the mouth. Again, I tried to make this look like the remake version of Sonic.Exe, so I based this look off the I Am God screen, where it's like super detailed, super high definition or whatever. So initially for the teeth, they looked a bit uneven, and the reason for that was due to the lack of a bottom jaw. So when I made these guys, I realized that I needed to add a little bit more of that third dimensional look to kind of give it that realistic appearance. So I added some more epoxy putty, put it right under, and it completed the mouth, and it looked really good. Kind of actually looks like he has a chin now because it looks super awkward. It was like this. Can't really do it that well, but you get the idea. It was like that. So now it's like more 3D. Did it with both these figures, so that's pretty cool. The head is very restricted on this one because of the jaw, and also just because his head fits on differently now. There's a couple paint issues I had, like the socks and the bands on his shoes. They just didn't work out very well. There's a lot of discoloration, so I tried to fix it. Didn't cure the way I wanted, but that's okay. For the gray shoes, there's a little bit of chipped paint. There's a couple layers that I probably should have added. Because with the Vallejo paints, you definitely want to add more than just one layer because it chips over time. I think some of that matte finish didn't cure exactly that well, but it worked. There's a little bit of gray paint there. Whoops. And to be honest, I think maybe I could have watered down the blood color a little bit more. It's just a mixture of red and a little bit of black paint, just to kind of give it the more crimson appearance. But I think for this body, I could have probably just like used more water to like wash it down and kind of make it look like it was soaked into his fur and his gloves. Maybe I could have added some blood to his shoes. Oops. Don't want to drop him. He's going to be angry. Probably could have added some paint to his shoes, his legs, kind of like the other one. We'll get into him in a second. But yeah, you know, just a couple things that I'm critiquing because I know I can continue to improve upon my customs. So yeah, there's this guy. Not a bad figure, custom. I think he's pretty cool. I think it's worth sharing. So there he is. And now we're going to move on to my personal favorite of the two, Red Shoes variant. Yes, it is a second attempted bias because I took my time with both of them, but I think this one just turned out way better. This one reminds me of the I Am God screen from the original Sonic.Exe game, hence the more yellow teeth and the wider smile. This just looks really good in my opinion, and I do think that this shows that I do have the capability of improving. But yeah, I think I did a way better job on this guy. I love the way I sculpted his smile. I think the blood soak looks a lot more realistic. Kind of like he's already played with his victims and now he's coming after you. The head actually swivels a lot better on this one. I'm not going to go too crazy with it just so I don't chip any paint or anything of that sort. I just think it looks a lot neater. And I kind of like how it's all soaked in and not just like splotchy and too dark. So yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I just like this one a lot more. It's not to say that I don't like this one. I just have a little bit more of a bias because, you know, I've been working hard on these guys and I just think this one turned out really good. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for the review. They all have the same articulation as the original figures. I'm just going to be more careful so I don't chip any putty or paint. Yes, I do have matte finish on them, but I just don't want to potentially risk any sort of chipped paint or anything of that sort because they look really good. So, hey, look at that. There's normal Sonic next to his new scary buddies. Yeah, so this is what both of these figures looked like before their mouths were cut open and they were repainted to look more grotesque. So you can definitely tell that these mouths are sculpted because there's way more room for those big sharp teeth and they wouldn't have looked good here. So, yeah. This is the Sonic that is on my shelf. This is the Sonic, I think, from the Animal Capsule set. And this was my best looking Sonic, in my opinion, classic-wise. So I ended up keeping him normal. So he's just going to go back on the shelf. But I just wanted to share a little comparison between these three. Yeah, once again, he's got some creepy friends here. And it's insane to see what he was before. And then looking at the final results, it's honestly really scary. But yeah, that will do it for my review. I do plan to make more Sonic.Exe's, so let me know which ones you want to see. I might even do another poll asking which variants you would like for me to make. And yeah. So if you like this video, leave a like. Leave a comment sharing your thoughts on these figures, and if you've ever made Sonic.Exe customs, or if you want to see any other variants of Sonic.Exe in figure form, share this with a friend if they're a fan of Sonic.Exe, or Sonic in general, and consider subscribing if you haven't already, because I really appreciate the support. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. Stay safe, be well, have yourselves a wonderful day or night, and take care. And make sure to sleep with one eye open, because this guy might find you.